All right, ready to go. One card on the bottom for Alec. Flooded Strand pass. An explosive start.
Maya?
Thoughtseize to start. All right, there is Triumph of St. Catherine. 3 lands. Basic Island, Underground Sea, Trop. And Swords to Plowshares. Is the Sultai deck close to Bosch and Roll's list? Yeah, I think it's close to... yeah, what's the white card? It's close to Bosch and Roll's list. I don't have those lists in front of me. Lists from this event are posted in our Discord server. And Pokimoki had a deck that was the exact 75 as Audrey's at a recent event. So there's that. Okay, Audrey's in the chat, says exact 75 from Pokimoki. Here's a Up the Beanstalk. The card discarded was Triumph of St. Catherine on Alec's side.
Take it. 17.
So there's an Up the Beanstalk on the battlefield. Force pitching Ponder on and Up the Beanstalk. So already an action-packed start to the stream, I would say.
That was a trap. Yeah. Cards too?
Yeah, both of these players are known net deckers. And, yeah.
Okay.
Soren's Ransom on the stack. No creature to make a ring bearer, but Audrey will be tempted by the ring. Let's see what these piles look like. We'll likely only get to see one before the decision is made. Throws double force, it looks like, on the table, and 2 face-down cards. What could be face-down? Double force, and... we know Alec has Swords of Plowshares in hand. All right, going to take double force. And milled or thrown away our Wasteland and Daze. Maybe better to split force with those 2 cards and leave maybe... yeah, I don't know what you're supposed to do there.
Sorceries, Murktide Region, Trigger Beanstalk.
I think it's always easier in hindsight, and we don't know every card in Alec's hand at this point. But maybe I would have done Force Wasteland face up. Hard to say. All right, here's a Bowmaster for Audrey. Bowmaster. It's a Bowmaster meta. Yeah, double force in hand with a Beanstalk on the battlefield for Audrey is kind of bad news for Alec, especially as Audrey approaches 5 mana. A second copy of Beanstalk now. Force of Negation on Up the Beanstalk. We know about Force of Will, pitching Ponder, draw a card. And this is probably why giving double force was a mistake. All right, so let's see. They're building a stack here. Alec has fetched with the Force of Will on the stack. Right, Force of Will with Beanstalk on the battlefield is exactly where you want to be, I would say. Crinky Doom with a big question. Was Beanstalk tested for 1v1? It was. Thoroughly tested for 1v1. Yeah, we have to think about the play patterns. Okay, a Swords on Bowmaster in response. All right, Force pitching Force of Negation. Draw a card for Audrey. Looks like a gigantic turn here for Audrey. Drawing cards and deploying a second Up the Beanstalk for later. and attacking and protecting Bowmaster. That was a huge turn.
Hold anything. You steering first? Go ahead. I'll fetch.
Yeah, Beanstalk was tested for limited and standard. 1v1. I don't know the answer to this. Is Beanstalk relevant in Pioneer? Is it getting played? Does anybody know? And is it getting played in standard?
You have 2? Now 3. Now 4 when I drop. Judge!
Okay, so it's just the synergy with older cards that's making Beanstalk get powered up. All right, well, so with 2 Beanstalks, a Bowmaster, an Orc Army on the battlefield, Audrey has also been tempted by the ring 1 time. Alec with just lands right now. Here's Mystic Sanctuary. Can get back Force or a Ponder, I guess. Or Soren's Ransom. Let's see. Goes for Soren's Ransom. Draws it. Sauron's Ransom would allow Audrey to make one of these creatures a ring bearer, which could allow it to attack and loot.
I'll snap it. Go to 11.
A fetch in response to the Sauron's Ransom. Is Force of Vigor making its way into main deck? I have not seen that. I don't think that would even be very good. I don't know.
Think you'd be on the play?
I don't know what deck would want to put Force of Vigors in the main. Yeah, exactly. Delver players would rejoice. What are you gonna hit? Just a dead card. I don't think we're quite at that point. Captain of Gondor says, I really enjoy Legacy and Modern, and this is probably an unpopular opinion, but I've been enjoying Pioneer as a break from fee spells. What? Why would that be an unpopular opinion? Yeah, Pioneer... Jam as much Pioneer as you want. If I had the time for it, I would be playing Pioneer. For sure. All right, another attack comes in. Alec goes down to 7. The phone is just starting to peek out of the frame. We'll dip out of the frame. We'll keep an eye on that. Here's a dress down.
Underground Siege.
Oh boy.
End of your turn. So my turn.
Okay, so casting a brainstorm here. The dress down is still on the stack, so this Bowmaster can trigger.
In response to the Voidwalker, I'll say Okay, so this counters. I'll draw 2. That is still in the stack.
Okay, so apparently we missed the Bowmaster trigger here from that brainstorm, I guess. Dress Down was not yet on the battlefield. So Audrey missed Bowmaster trigger for that brainstorm. That is pretty huge. That would have been a game-ending. Ooh, and here's Triumph of St. Catherine. Is it going to resolve, though? I don't know.
That is fine.
Yeah, that Bowmaster trigger would have been game-winning, potentially. Yeah, I don't know who's new around here and who's been hanging out with us for a while. We don't turn our nose up at other formats here on 90s MTG. I don't do that, and I don't think the people hanging out in the chat do that. That's just not what we're doing. Murderous Cut on Triumph. Missing the trigger now to shuffle it into the top of the library. Oh, okay, because it has Dress Down in play. I actually don't know how that works. Does it still trigger because Dress Down is on the battlefield and Triumph is in the graveyard? I don't know. Minifer says it still triggers. But we don't know if Minifer is a level 7 judge.
I think it's 17.
Okay, no trigger with Dress Down. Says other people.
I mean, I've actually like drawn like my entire deck.
You turn your nose up at drafting? Are you out of your mind? Come on, people. What Magic player turns their nose up at limited? That's just insane.
So, these are results. Thank you. I'll give it as well.
Yeah, Magic players love talking about stuff they like. Absolutely correct by Luanil. Never going to hear about something they dislike, that's for sure.
Delusionaries. I'm saying the one with the
Oh. All right, just a bunch of lands dropping. Audrey up a game. Game 1 did not go very well for Alec at all, I would say. Four Secret Lair Muxus, let's go.
I'll play a Perfect Flash. Combat, I'll swing it. Yes. 7 mana trigger. I'll make 3 white and cast. Oh, sorry. 2 white, and I'll cast Leon Binding Trigger. Where is mine? Oh, this is fun. Yeah, I'll take your.
Pokimoki in the chat, designer of the deck on the right, says, my experience is that the 3-color build is favored versus the 4-color build. That makes sense. Why is that, though? Let me think about this. A little bit more efficient, maybe? There's a Bowmaster in response to Brainstorm. Uh-oh. Wasteland and Witherbloom Command are very strong.
Yeah, and then with the
These in the stack.
you're right, I'm gonna
Flash. Oh, Bowman.
Okay, so the Bowmaster resolved. Now a Bowmaster from Alec, and with the Brainstorm still in the stack. Force pitching Murktide. This is getting ugly.
response. Oh, you pinged it, right? 17.
A question from Pep in the chat. What do I label Cradle Control on YouTube? Because they haven't found any. We do have Cradle Control on YouTube. If you go on our YouTube channel and search for Zenith decks, it will be in there. I haven't been using the Cradle Control title at all. Just been using Fiend Artisan Zenith. I still don't get why it's called Cradle Control. All right, here's a brainstorm for Audrey. MTG Top 8 has it under Rock. I mean, the Rock, is that better than Cradle Control? I don't know. Dom V says it's a Cradle, it's because it's a control deck built around abusing Cradle. I don't know. I don't like it. All right. Wasteland on Underground Sea past the turn, so cut off a black here is Alec. Just a 1/1 lonely orc army on the battlefield. Now a ponder for Alec. People with a full playset of Cradles need everyone to know they have a playset of Cradles. Sleepy Rick says, first time YouTube frog. Finally get to see it live. Well, welcome to the real show, Sleepy Rick. Wake up, Sleepy Rick. Harry Houdini, thank you for the resub. 17 months. Never been a bigger fan of the cast. Thank you, Harry. Harry, a pillar, of course, of the 90s MTG community. Well done.
What matter was among my black if I knew we had the veil. I had the plan where I could like
16.
All right, Orc Army getting in there. Down to 16 is Alec.
Have other white removal. Like this just is just a one mana flincher deck. So.
Kicker?
Ooh, Turok with kicker.
Still though, like I remember when you played Murktide and Shadow, I was sweating a little bit. I was like,
It looks like the hand is Leyline Binding, Lorien Revealed. Can't see what else Alec is holding.
I was going back and forth on whether or not I wanted these against you, but I think
All right, looks like that's resolving, and we're going to choose cards at random. All right, Leyline Binding and Force of Vigor are discarded. Someone was asking about Force of Vigor earlier. Most likely this one got sided in, though. Leaf, thank you for the bits.
but yeah, just
veil's tough. Veil's hard.
no, for sure. That's why I only have one, but I found that like even at once, it does a lot of work.
It's fine. Like this is
So Turok, a 4/3 with Pro White, is pretty nasty. Could be a really fast clock, hard to remove. Swords, Plowshares, Leyline Binding, can't hit it.
it's just fine. Like I think it's just a fine card. And also, like the second one might be.
Pernicious Deed, that could be a solution to a problem right there. Pernicious Deed is a good way to kill Turok, that's for sure.
But I think I like having this member works because like sometimes you just feel like you need more.
Any goblins in the queue today? Possibly. Possibly. We'll have to stay tuned, folks.
Because you're
That too.
Attacking for 5. That gets through. Can't pop the deed just yet. Would need 2 mana to hit it. to hit the Turok.
But Seiju was like the one mystery card. I'm like, I don't know if I want to cut a land, but it's also not really a land. So it's like,
Yeah, like basically, like you have to figure, like, do you have enough answers for? Because like I see some lists have this, some lists have like
right.
honey.
Yeah.
So like basically, like, the question is, do you have enough answers to some of the like sideboard you plan?
Yeah, I
I
guess
think
that's
you do with the ley lines, but like I just.
Yeah, dress down to remove the abilities from Turok and then remove it could be an option.
creature permanent
If
after
I
that.
had like hit another Murktide or something, then
Yeah, then
Yeah, the camera keeps moving because people keep bumping the table or the table keeps shifting. And at some point, we're going to look into steel tables bolted to the floor. That's going to be the 2024 priority.
people like play well defendant.
sure.
Like I think I'm.
Carpet of Flowers for Alec. That'll make some mana. But it also died a Pernicious Deed, which is awkward.
You have more ways to like
Sure.
last through the view scale.
Yeah. No, that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. I'll take that to heart. Games, best of luck at the West Side Rock. The rest of the way. Nailed it. 5 rounds there, right?
5 Speed says, pretty sure it's the same for many people, but my most watched stream content of all year is right here. Thank you, 5 Speed. Have I seen Anurag's setup? I'm not sure what you mean. Do you mean the camera rig?
With this, you have a trigger for this.
Right.
got
So
two blues?
second main phase. What did I tap this for?
You are going to cast some Reptile, but you are not ready.
Right. So I want
You
to.
have this. You make 2 mana.
Right, I want to use the 2 blue and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay. Cool.
All right. Trigger 4 powers.
Right. So these are exiled. And then you're holding a card from your hand and the rest is your graveyard.
You got
This was my graveyard.
And at the top is the card.
Yeah, this is my. Sorry about that.
I know there's no malice. I'm just tracking this.
I don't know if I have to. I just don't know.
Okay, not really sure what happened, but a Murktide that's a 7/7 is now on the battlefield with a little bit of glare on it, and we're passing the turn. Pernicious Deed can't. All right, so Shieldred's Edict will remove the Murktide. Pernicious Deed can pop at any time.
No, thank you. I'm good.
15 rounds of ammo.
Yeah, the overhead shot is great, and rigs with rails for overhead camera shots is great. Currently, my setup fits in my backpack, and I can take it with me on the New York City subway, and that is why we have what we have. We also have small New York City shops that don't have 6 feet between tables, and it's a tight fit. And yeah.
Also, Ballista's kind of a remorseful for Magus.
Scam one and
That's my turn.
I also can't do setup and breakdown before and after every event. We'll start to maybe when we hit 3,000 subs, I'll start doing that. I'm not doing the extra labor. It's just not happening.
they made us. They took away our handicap. They made us have to take good cards.
Yeah. It's true.
It would be nice to have a van full of equipment for these recordings, but we're doing something else.
Right now, and then I'll fall back.
I mean, you always have your diehard. I know, like Hang On TV and his Merc.
It's a sad show.
I just feel like there's no reason not to play those one breeding balls. I know everyone likes the Ledger Shredder.
There's a Murktide. Murderous Cut on the Bowmaster.
I think I like the idea. Like, if you think that like people are thinking scams dead, that's gonna lead to like a natural decline of the overall number of masters in play. True. So that Shredder's good again.
But, however, on the same token, Dog wants to spike in 7.
That's a very close matchup.
Yeah.
Very close.
There's Russian Murktide runs like on first token now. It's just like, whoa. I think where we're at.
Yeah, Murderous Cut is awesome.
In the world of like blue red versus black red, I think I would rather just play black red. It's just more proactive, less reactive.
You also have Dathi Voidwalker, which is crazy against Yar.
It's really good against like Tron, Yar, Living End.
Like yeah, I played the new scan list against my friend on Tron, and he was just like nothing.
Looked like a Murktide on top for Alec. That's an Orc army on the battlefield right now, by the way, with the 1/1 counter on it. Taking a look at the graveyard, I can't see. It looked like maybe there was only 1 or 2 instants or sorceries in there. Force pitching Murktide. Well, that ends the match. Good games. Audrey gets it.